Good evening, this is Jason Robinson from Illustration by Design, and this is the continuing live stream for my illustration of Tom Holland. Alright, see if I can straighten these things out here. Anyway, glad you guys can join me again. I started this earlier today. When I do this? I don't know. About a few hours ago. I don't know. I think I stopped around 9 o'clock, so about 4 hours ago I finished. Got to this point, started around 7, I think. So, yeah, so I'm just going to keep going with it, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, I will. I'll finish it tonight, so can't keep working on this forever, so I want to try to get this done tonight. But anyway, glad you guys can join me. Hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on what's going on with Spider-Man with the MCU and Sony. Are you happy, sad? I don't know. Just let me know what your thoughts are. I know what my thoughts are. I kind of expounded on them in the previous live stream. I wasn't very happy with the MCU version of Spider-Man, but let me know your thoughts. P Money says, "Hey, Jiminy Cricket, Mike is talking about climate change. Not in the mood. I'd rather hang here. You're more than welcome, P Money. Please hang out. I prefer to talk about comic books and climate change. Climate change to me is kind of boring. Yeah, hang out all you like. I will not chase you away, unless it's with my annoying voice. I found my voice is very annoying whenever I listen to my live streams back again, or if I hear my voice on other people's live streams, I'm like, my voice is. Ugh. I don't have a cool voice like Edwin Boyette, unfortunately. That's sort of a screechy, high-pitched voice. I'm stuck with it. Anyway, let me get started on the drawing. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Actually, let me start down here where I left off. Tablet, quit goofing around. Let's see. P Money says, if you want my opinion about Spider-Man, I really don't care as much about the MCU anymore anyway, so I'm meh on the Sony situation. Okay, that's fair. I understand. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, to my mind, the MCU died with Stan Lee and Tony Stark. So, I mean, the lineup they have for the new films, I have no interest in. A lot of the stuff that Kevin Feige has said about the future of the MCU has turned me off. You know, he wants to make Captain Marvel crappy, obnoxious. Captain Marvel, the new face of the MCU, the new leader of the Avengers, and like, no. You could have picked any number of characters to lead the Avengers, and you're picking the unlikable Captain Marvel? No. And part of me thinks that's the main reason why they killed off Black Widow, because Black Widow, to my mind, would be the logical leader of the Avengers after the events of uh, Infinity War and Endgame. But they didn't want. They wanted to elevate Captain Marvel for some stupid reason, and so they had to knock off Natasha, and get her out of the way. So, because her death didn't make any sense at all. I mean, I guess it hit an emotional note in the film because everyone loved her, but I just think that it was a very poor choice, and especially when they supposedly want to make a movie, a not Scarlet Witch, but a Black Widow movie. Why would you kill off the character in the MCU? Does not make any sense to me. I'm just sort of laying out the shadows right now. I tend to do them as sort of blocky geometric shapes first before I start filling them in. So that's sort of my confusing workflow. I've kind of gotten into this habit of hatching my shadows now, as opposed to just doing complete, sort of just filling in shading. I don't know why I got into that. Actually, I do know why. I don't like mess when I draw, and that's why I don't paint. But so when I shade with lines, like I'm doing now, just individual lines, sort of like you do in comic books, there's a lot less mess, at least to my mind, than there is if I were actually doing regular shading and then blending traditionally. I don't like getting graphite all over my hands and stuff, so to avoid that, I just do individual lines like this, and then try to simulate shading that way. So at least that's what I'm guessing. That's the reason I'm guessing I do it, because I don't think I'm much of a crosshatcher. Generally, I don't crosshatch when I draw, really. I find it grays out shadows too much. Well, I guess it depends on the artist. I guess like Matthew Weldon, crosshatches. I think he does all of his shading is hatching, but he does it so finely that it looks black until he wants to gray it out. I wish he would do a video on his technique, because I love seeing him. I love seeing him ink. I find it very interesting watching him ink. And whenever I see him do it on drawn and quartered, his I don't know if it's his camera, but it seems to, the video seems to be skipping frames. So I'm not seeing all the detail of him sort of inking and hatching. It just seems like his hand's moving down. As his hand moves down, the shadow fills in, and it's it's kind of frustrating for me, because it's like I'm watching magic rather than watching someone actually ink, and I want to see his actual technique of inking, because I love seeing artists working and sort of trying to glean something out of it, and I've been missing something in his inking, and I'm like, what? How does he do that? So it's killing me. I want to know his secrets. I want to know. Of course, his secrets are probably just long hours of practice and experience. Those are probably his only real secrets. But I like to tell myself that he actually knows something the rest of us don't. Hey, Trusty Sidekick, how you doing? I'm sorry, I'm like glancing at my phone in order to see the chat. I'm gonna go back to the actual live chat on my tablet. Nighthawk Warrior says, "Why does it look like he has a mustache and beard?" That's completely due to my poor my poor shading. Hopefully that will change with time, but we'll see. We'll see. P. says, "I'm actually pretty depressed about movies lately. Anyway, when I heard Matrix 4, I said it's official, nothing good to look forward to." Yeah, Matrix. I love Matrix 1 and 2. Matrix 3 just killed me. I was just like, this is terrible, and I was glad it ended after Matrix 3. But that now Matrix 4 is supposedly coming out. I don't have any interest in it, really. I mean, if the Wachowski brothers wanted to make a sequel, they should have done it years ago. And especially with the way it ended. I mean, Neo's dead. What's her name? Trinity's dead. So I don't know. What are they floating around the Matrix now, but they're aging? It doesn't make any sense because both Carrie, what was her name? Carrie Moss and Keanu are obviously older, so they can't play the same characters they played. They can't play them the same age they played them 20 years ago. But, who knows? CGI. They'll figure something out. It's all about the Matrix and things not being what they seem. They'll figure something out. But I don't really have any illusions that's going to be as good as the first two movies. So, let's see. Edwin Boyette says, Nighthawk said that Belden could use some advice or something from me on proportions on that Wolverine drawn and quartered edition. Huh, that's interesting. Interesting. Weldon went to Hogwarts. Yeah, seriously. I when I watch him draw, part of me thinks that he's some sort of wizard. I don't understand how he's able to do what he does. And he uses like some sort of cheap 10-cent Bic pen, and I don't understand how he does. I mean the guy's got talent. It's scary. Trusty says actually he draws women, so maybe he went to Bobatons. Maybe. Yeah. Why does autocorrect always change well to will? I don't know. I hate autocorrect. I never use it. It's a pain in the butt. Nighthawk says, why make Matrix 4? It's like Toy Story 4, even Rambo 5, Last Blood, or Terminator 6, Dark Fate. Well, actually, you know what? Out of all those, the only one I think actually it will be worth seeing is Rambo 5. I have zero interest in seeing yet another Terminator movie. Oh my gosh, just stop it already. You've already destroyed the franchise. Just leave it alone. Toy Story 4, I stopped watching Toy Story after the first one. All the other ones have just been superfluous to me, so I just had no interest in them. And to my mind, they missed the whole point of using CGI in Toy Story. I always believed, even from the first Toy Story, that they should have mixed the CGI dolls or toys with real actors. They should have done that from the very beginning, because that way, I think that would have been a much better movie than making all the characters CGI. It's much harder to differentiate between the toys and the quote unquote real people when everything's CGI and they're all sort of cartoony looking. So they should have used real actors in the Toy Story franchise and then mix that with the CGI toys. That would have made a lot more sense to me. Mortal V says, "How long until we hear the Matrix is female?" Well, seeing how the directors screwed themselves up and chopped their man bits off, I think they're pretty much trying to make the Matrix female. So I don't know. The Wachowski brothers have got issues. So, P Money says, actually, crappy movies is getting me back into my reading. I just read the Indiegogo Samurai and Dinosaurs, which was fun, and I read Batman White Knight, which I actually enjoyed. Oh, really? I don't know what it was about Batman White Knight. I think the premise turned me off, but maybe I'll read it. It's probably better than I'm thinking it is. I just don't like the idea of the Joker sort of being a good guy. It kind of, or trying. I don't know. I'm gonna have to read it. So, Nighthawk says Toy Story 1 and 2 were great. 3 and 4 sucked. Okay. Yeah, I think I saw part of Toy Story 2, but I haven't seen any of Toy Story 3 and 4. I was at that point. I was like, no, I'm done. But Toy Story 1, I loved. I mean, I thought it was a great movie. I just wish that they had used real actors instead of CGI for the human parts. I thought it would have been much better. But okay, I'm caught up on the chat. I'm gonna go back to looking at the reference. Let's see. All right. Excuse me. Let me move that. Let me move this. And let's see if I can't figure this out. So try not to mess it up. Try not to mess it up. Story of my life. Try not to mess it up. Huh. Huh. All right. All right. Hey, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications for the next time I do a live stream or post another video or something. And if you would, it'd be awesome if you guys would give this live stream a thumbs up and even share it out to the Twitters and Facebook and stuff. Let people know that I am drawing and that I'm live streaming and such. Because it'd be a big help to the channel, and I'm only one person. I can only reach so many people. So the more people who sort of share this stuff out and like it and stuff, the more YouTube's algorithms like it and sort of recommend it to other people. So yeah, so anything you guys can do, whether it's thumbing it up or even possibly sharing it out, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alright, let's see here. Looking at his ear. Let's see, is that proper? No, it is not proper. It looked good at first, and then looking at the actual drawing, ear is too big. It's too high. Should only reach about here, that height. So I gotta reduce it. Always looks good until I start checking not just the width and the shape, but also the height. Always proportions, the bane of my existence. Yeah, actually, they're fun. Just frustrating that I always forget to check the things before I get too far into it. So I gotta sort of resketch it. That's a little frustrating, just a little frustrating. Reduces ear. That is better. That's much better. Much better. All right. Let's see here. And I dropped my eraser. Damn it. There we go. All right. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Man, a lot of stuff going on in the chat. I've been missing it. Let's see. P. Money says, just between you guys and me, I'm kind of getting dismayed at the lack of Indiegogo books arriving. I've got over 25 books still coming, and there's been a big dry spell getting any of them lately. Yeah, I understand. I have about the same number of books that are sort of in the wind that I'm waiting for. Some of them should have arrived quite a while back. I guess they're coming soon. The three that I'm most sort of frustrated by are, I guess, Cyberfrog, Red Rooster, and Black and White. I mean, all three of them we should have gotten by now, but from what I've heard, what they've told us, Cyberfrog and Black and White are close to being mailed, I think, or finished printing or whatever. Black and White, I think, is just being colored. It should go to the printer this week. Cyberfrog is at the printer, so we should get them both, I'm guessing, by the end of September. Red Rooster, I have no idea when we'll get it. Maybe the end of fall, which is November. I have no idea. But, I mean, these are books that are over a year, or close to over a year late. Or, sorry, not late, but we paid for them a year ago. So, having to wait a year for a comic book, it's especially when they were, we've been told that they would be here, months ago, is kind of frustrating. I understand. So, but hopefully they'll be here soon. I've gotten every Indiegogo book that I've supported, I've gotten at one way or another. So I'm not worried we won't get them. I'm just it's just having to wait. That's the frustrating part, and having to wait so long. Let's see. Hey, P-Money, you take care. Good seeing you. Yeah, so who's still here? Morby says, don't know if it counts Jimmy in the watch number. It probably does. So, that's fine. Uh-oh. One more down, so we're losing people fast. That's alright. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'm going to stay here and keep drawing, so whoever wants to hang out is more than welcome to. It's just hard for me to talk and draw at the same time, especially when I'm looking at reference, because my brain is not good at multitasking. I can kind of do one or the other, but not both. Moral V says, I'll probably hang here and then John's. Well, thanks, Moral V. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. I can use all the support I can get. So, I'm just gonna continue doing what I do best, and that's just draw. Need to figure out some way to I don't know. There must be some method to get people to watch your live streams if you don't say anything. I need to figure that out. I know it works because I've watched a lot of live streams where the person doesn't say a word. They just do whatever it is they do. But have I watched live streams like that? I think I've seen like just plain videos, but not live streams. think it's hard for introverts to live stream because they're not used to having to entertain people other than themselves. So that's my biggest thing. I'm used to babbling to myself, but babbling so that it's entertaining to other people is a completely different story. All right. Let me get to the fun part. And when I say fun, I say it sarcastically because it's not really that fun. The hair. Let's see. Marvel says, on average, how long does it take to do hair? I imagine it's a pain. You are correct. It is a pain. Basically, the way that I sort of do it is just separate the hair into sort of geometric shapes, and then try to whittle down each shape in turn, and that makes it at least a little more palatable for me, because I get really frustrated by hair. Some people can do it really well. I can do a passable job on it, but it's just tough. I mean, some people can do hair can do a fantastic job on it, and I'm looking at this. I think that's not his hair. That's someone in the background. So I'll fix this. Some people can do a great job on hair, and they enjoy sort of the piddly details with it. The same details annoy me. They frustrate me. I don't know if it's OCD on my part, or if it's just what I don't have the patience for it. A lot of times. Cecil had that silent stream once. Hey, Nighthawk Warrior's still here. Cool. So yeah, so I just break it down into geometric shapes, the hair, and then from there, I just do more hatching, and that more or less simulates the actual individual hairs well enough to fake it. And then I try to use as solid shadows as often as possible, so I don't have to draw those individual hairs. And that's how I do hair. Let's see. Let me erase this. Erase the skull line. Sorry, erase the skull line. And then I can think about how the hair is supposed to fall on his head. And I try to look at the direction of the hair follicles in the photograph. There he goes. That's okay. Nighthawk says, I'm drawing a Batman Thanos mashup currently. Oh, cool, that's neat. I might mash Darth Maul and Thanos next or something. Oh, very cool. Neat. Let me put that there so I don't smear the artwork I already drew. Uh, Interesting. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Let me erase the hairline so I can, not completely, but say 60-70% of it, so I can simulate it looking like natural hair instead of like drawn in hair. See enough, I can, let's see. Alright. Stay. Stay, stay, stay. It's almost 2 o'clock. For those of you keeping track. And I'm still drawing. Actually, just so you know, this is the last page in my sketchbook. So I'm gonna have to start a new sketchbook after this. Let's see. let's see. Is it still on? Okay, good. It's still on screen. Always worry about taking a drawing off the screen by accident while I'm drawing. So. Huh. Best way to do this. Huh. Let's see. Let's see. Moral V says, coming along nice, Jiminy. Oh, thanks. It's just, yeah, just trying to get this hair dealt with. It's I mean, it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's kind of fun because I'm kind of trying to. It's like trying to solve a puzzle, but I don't want to take forever solving this puzzle. After a while, if you're not getting anywhere, puzzles become just annoying and a pain in the butt. So I would like to get a good enough handle on how to deal with hair, and most of this is just shortcutting. I mean, like all this, that's just blacking it in because that way I don't have to deal with it. The parts where I have to focus really is the hairline. Trying to making sure that instead of having a solid line like you have on the contours of the face, you have it so that it looks like individual hairs when it reaches the hairline. Um, that's one trick I've learned over time, and just also when you're coloring hair, or not coloring, but when you're filling in hair, to try to make your pencil strokes in the direction of the hair, so that sort of helps with the illusion of it being actual individual hairs as opposed to just blacking it in. So it's just little minor tricks like that that I have to remember whenever I'm drawing hair, and also where I start the strokes from. You want the strokes to start inside the body of the hair and end at the hairline. That way, because when you end a stroke, the end of the stroke is always thinner and finer than the beginning of the stroke. Like if I draw a line this way, like that, the thicker end is where I started, and then when I end the stroke and the pencil leaves the paper, that's when it ends up being thin. So you do that enough times, you end up with a more believable hairline. So it's just stuff like that you just have to sort of keep in mind. Trusty Sidekick says, hair takes the longest, but it's very satisfying when you're done. Yeah, when you're done. It's just, like I said, it's just frustrating getting to that point. And I wish I had more of a love for it. I guess that the sort of love or whatever for doing certain aspects of art or whatever. It could be music or sports. I mean, it comes with just improving as you get better, and it becomes easier for you. You learn to love it more. Like people keep on telling me, I have a bunch of friends who run, who go jogging and stuff, and who actually do marathons. And they say, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, running's addictive. It's like, yeah, you get to a point you start to like love running, want to run. And I've tried running. I hate it. It's evil. It's like, I can't think of anything I dislike more in terms of physical activity than running, because it's just exhausting, and it sucks all your energy out of you. And I mean, there have been points where I've run a fair amount, and I've never gotten to a point where I've gotten the so-called second wind or have started to enjoy running. It's just a tedious, sweaty, time-consuming chore, and I do not like it at all. Interesting, interesting. Let's see. Trusty says, I ran track in high school. I never got the so-called runner's high. Yeah, I don't. I think it's just a misery loves company type thing, where people who run are miserable. They're trying to trick their friends into joining them in their misery. It's like, oh yeah, oh it's great. Oh yeah, taxes, doing taxes, that's the best. Oh man, you should definitely do your own taxes. That's do them by hand. It's so much fun. Oh, you get so much satisfaction out of doing them. It's like, yeah, right. Nothing against people who do their taxes. I mean, I do my own taxes, but it's much easier when you have a computer program to help you. What, differential equations? Differential equations is the best. Oh my gosh. Oh, man, I used to smoke crack, but then I discovered differential equations, and man, it is so much fun. It's so, you get such a high doing long division. Oh my goodness, dividing 5 numerals. I mean, it's just incredible. Oh, there's nothing better than that. Oh, it's like, yeah, right. Man, you drive to work? Man, you should try walking to work. Yeah, sure, it's 10 miles, but it's so satisfying. Man, I just love walking to work every morning, especially when it's pouring rain. It's fantastic. Don't believe them, folks. Don't believe them. No, but like I said, I have a lot of friends who do run, or like kind of serious runners. And I imagine for them, there is a satisfaction of, I mean, they enjoy being in shape and running. I just never experienced it myself. And it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much work. I don't like working out in general. Anyway, so that's probably a big reason why I'm not a big fan of running. It is quite a lot of work. It's like if I run if I run like a 5K, I'm just talking about in my neighborhood. If I like run the 5 kilometer distance um, in my neighborhood, that's a good 40 minutes of my time gone. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'd rather spend that 40 minutes drawing or watching cartoons. Yes, I know that's pretty sad, but it's true. It's true. But I'm almost done with the hair. It's getting there. A lot of cheating involved in drawing the hair, which is fine. I have no problems with cheating when it comes to drawing hair. I have no qualms about cheating when it comes to drawing hair. Okay, there we go. That's a good hair cheat right there. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for cheating hair. It's good enough. Anyway, I think that's it. I think. Is it? I don't know. Let me give it a once over. Let me give it a once over. I'm sure it's not it, because there's always more to do. I just want to Dark Knight Returns says, anyway, good night all. I'm going to finish up my Thanos and Dark Maul. Hey, thanks. Thank you very much for watching and hanging out with us, Nighthawk. Appreciate it. Mortal V says, quantum physics is my drug. Booster Kiwi. Hey, well, Nighthawk, you have a good night. And I will see you later. Anyway, this is pretty good for Tom Holland. I'm fairly satisfied with this, which is good. Me finally getting actual HB lead is a big help, because I can finally get the lines as dark as I want them to be, as opposed to with the Steven Seagal here, which was way too light. Not way too light, but it was lighter than I wanted it to be. Even when I try to make it dark, like here, it never got as dark as, say, these areas, which I only used a moderate amount of pressure on. So it's much more satisfying drawing with the right lead. Much more satisfying. me see here. Let me go with this. Okay, I think that's done. There we go. This is Tom Holland. Let's see, Marvel V says, you should post this to Mitch Brightweiser and tell him his hair is now the second best. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. He might very well take that as a challenge and then embarrass me in front of the entire internet. So no, thank you. Yeah, so this is Tom Holland, my illustration of him. Whether or not he remains Spider-Man remains to be seen, I think. You know, if Sony's taking over Spider-Man, I think it'd be cool if he continued with the character, but I just hope they get better writers than they had with the MCU. They did a really kind of a poor job with poor Spidey. Spider-Man deserves better than the MCU gave him, for the most part. But Tom Holland was not the reason for that. He's just an actor, reading his roles and stuff, reading his lines, and playing the role they gave him. But anyway, let me sign this. Bam. Right there. So, there you have it, folks. Tom Holland. Hey, I'll look back in the chat one last time. I should probably stand up more often. I'm starting to. It's like you look. The more you look at artwork, the more things you see wrong with it. So at a certain point, you have to say enough. Stop. Nothing else you can do. You did your best. You're not getting paid for this. let it go. Like the song in Frozen says, let it go, let it go. Anyway, it's close enough to him. Close enough. Compa Bob says, LOL. Yes, very funny. It is funny. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me. It is now 2:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Your time may differ, depending on where you live. But I appreciate every one of you who've hung out with me, spent as much as 1 second watching my live stream and watching me draw Tom Holland tonight. If you haven't already, please, 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 give this video a thumbs up. Give this live stream a thumbs up, whether you're watching it now or you're watching it 10 years from now. Give the video a thumbs up. Let me know that you've enjoyed this content, you've enjoyed this video, this live stream, and please share it out to everyone. Even if the live stream's ending in 15 seconds, share it out right now. Let people know that the live stream was going on, that I was drawing. That way they too can enjoy me rambling for an hour and a half trying to get poor Tom Holland's likeness on paper, and you know, who knows, maybe you'll see it one day and you'll get a good laugh out of it. Anyway, guys, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, and hopefully, yeah, I'm not sure when I'll be live streaming again. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, just hit the bell for notifications after you subscribe, and that way, next time I'm up and running, you guys will get the little, hey, Jason's drawing alert. So anyway, you guys have a good night. I will talk to you guys later. Hope you all have a fantastic evening. Scott Shamir, live long and prosper. Stay out of trouble. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.